Hello, everyone, and welcome to another special video. We have a special guest here in the house, Texas Turf Talk Podcast. Hello, Mr. 713 right here, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's going on, everyone? Happy to be here, man. Get ready to talk some Houston Texans football. We have a great season ahead of us, and thank you, boys, for having me on.
Yo, hey, I'm excited to talk to you, man. There's a lot of, and I've been talking to this Dallas fan for so long, and he's been telling me so much nonsense. So I was
I
happy
bet
to
it's tough,
talk to a
bro. I
Texas
bet
fan.
it's tough.
Nonsense. I've been speaking the gospel. I don't want to hear that.
I
I've
don't know.
been
He was
speaking
saying,
the gospel.
They just paid their
a lot.
boy. He's feeling himself.
Oh, that job's not done yet because because some more news just broke today, and if we don't pay him, none of this even matters.
It's all good, man. Mike is about to be a Texan in a couple years, so don't worry about
Hey,
that.
he loves CJ. They be hanging out a lot.
Telling you, hey, I'm telling. I've been telling
No.
people like that friendship should not be as close as it is because of the age gap. But these guys are. I mean, you got to think, bro. They went across the world to get to Japan to promote the NFL. There's no way in those flights, in those nights, they were talking about, hey, man, can you imagine me on offense and you on defense? Like the conversation's been had.
There's no gain from him being in Houston. No gain. No gain.
Well, I mean, he's about to.
We'll
you
see.
never
We'll
know.
see. We'll see.
In
We'll
2
see.
years, it might be a whole different era in Houston.
It might. We'll see. We'll see after this year. It's going to be a big year. We'll see. Now with expectations, I've been telling him. We'll see how y'all are built.
Let's do it. I'm happy. I'm excited.
I'm with that being said, I do want to ask, like, is this the most excited you've been for a Houston Texans season?
Oh, absolutely, dude. And, more excited than when I was during any of the Watson years, more excited than when I was back in 2012 when we thought we were going to be going to the Super Bowl. When you look at what they did in year one, what they did in the offseason, what they brought back and also added on both sides of the ball, the excitement is at an all-time high. And I think all three phases of this Houston Texans team are legit. The offense, the defense, and then the special teams, it got better, right? You let go of Cameron Johnson, and then you bring in Tommy Townsend, an all-pro opponent from the Chiefs, and you saw the type of weapon he could be in the game against Pittsburgh. And then you have the coaching. It's D'Amico. It's Bobby Slowick coming back. It's Gerard Johnson coming back. Your windows for the next 1 to 2 years, I will say that. Like, if you're going to win, you need to win it now before you have to retool and get ready to go at it again. But the excitement is at an all-time high, boys. It's hard to contain it when every night I can promise you I'm looking at the ceiling and I'm saying we're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. And it's crazy because I haven't sounded like this or said this in maybe even ever. Right. And now I sound like a Dallas Cowboys fan saying this is our year. You feel me? But dude, it feels like this could be a very competitive and special year.
What gives you hope that you can take down the big bad of the AFC, though?
Oh my gosh.
So you're talking about the Chiefs, right? Do I think we're better than them right now? No, but I think we have a shot. I think we could throw a punch and the punch could hurt them. When you look at the defensive side of the ball, you add a 16.5 sack demon and Danielle Hunter. When you bring in an Azeez Al-Shaair, who with the Tennessee Titans, I think he was using correctly. He racked up all those tackles, but he's not a coverage linebacker. He's a downhill linebacker. And then you have guys like Derek Stingley who could shut down one side of the field. And you're like, okay. And I haven't even mentioned Will Anderson Jr., the reigning defensive rookie of the year. Then when you go to the offensive side, you see Laramie Tunsil, you see Shaq Mason, you see Nico Collins, Dale, Stephon Diggs, and dude, I've been telling people this all offseason. Our O-line did not play one game together.
That's true.
The only person who moved the ball was CJ Stroud, and he did it without Tank Dell at the end of the year, without Noah Brown, without Robert Woods. His only two targets were Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz, and he took you to the playoffs, won a game in Week 18, which felt like a playoff game. Then he just, at home against the Browns. I mean, everything was going Houston's way. That night. Fortunately, it came to end in Baltimore. But, dude, last year was special. And last year kind of built the story of CJ Stroud. And when people who don't watch the Texans see CJ, they're always like, oh, here comes the sophomore. here it comes. But when you look at what he went through in terms of year one and all the things he overcame, I mean, it's, you look at those comments and you're like, all right, okay, like you don't understand what he went through, and that's fine. But he'll show you in year two that he is that guy.
I'm telling you, like I've been telling people, week
Mm-hmm.
one we faced Baltimore last year, and
Mm-hmm.
we had no O line. O line was hurt. I thought we
Yeah,
were cooked, and
dude.
we
In
lost. But
training camp, you lost Lermy Tunsil, your
yeah,
Pro Bowl left tackle. You lost Titus
yeah,
Howard, who you paid a 3-year big contract to. You
yeah.
lost Kenyon Green the final week of training camp, and you didn't have Juice Scruggs, to start training camp. Because remember, he didn't come till week 13, 14. I'm sorry, maybe even before that, he missed the first 8 to 9 weeks. So your starting O line did not play one game together. It took you 4 games to realize Damian Pierce sucked, and you had to switch to Devin
Yeah.
Singletary. Lou, the Houston Texans only had 3 100 rushing yard performances all year last year, and they
Mm.
weren't from Damian Pierce. They were from Devin Singletary, and all of those 3 100 rushing yard performances ended with the Houston Texans winning the football game. So I've been saying we have yet to see the full potential of this offense, and now you add a Joe Mixon. Now you add a Stephon Diggs, and then you add in an offensive line who could play just one freaking game together. It's hard not to be excited, bro.
I need you
Ah,
on the podcast, boy. I'm telling you, these Cowboy fans, they be
oh
jumping
my
on me.
god.
I try to give them some sense, but they be jumping on me, bro. So, hey, I'm happy you here. Usually,
Mhm.
we run the Sports Factory podcast. That's our other podcast, and there's 3 Cowboy fans, and them boys will not stop talking. I be trying to tell them, they be trying to bait CJ. CJ Stroud.
Mm.
Let me ask you, do you think CJ Stroud had the greatest rookie season for quarterback of all time?
Bro, he got compared to Tom Brady and Joe Montana. Absolutely. When you have a stat like that in year one, you had the greatest rookie season of all time. When you lead the league in yards per game in year one, when you only throw 5 interceptions all year. And here's the thing, guys,
God,
CJ Stroud, he missed 2 football games. Imagine if he plays a full season. Imagine where the
he
Houston
would have broke the
Texans would
record.
have been.
He would have broke the rookie record. That's why I went. I picked. I'm telling you, I went to a Cleveland Browns game. I went to the first one, not the second one. I went
Yeah,
to
I
the
did
wrong.
too, bro. We got our ass kicked.
Yeah, and I picked to go to that game because I thought CJ was gonna break the record. That's exactly why I did that. But then he got hurt, and then Tennessee, and then I thought he'd come back after Tennessee, but he still didn't play. I had to run through the rain. You remember it was a rainy day. I had to run through
Yeah.
the rain. I'm soaking wet. Came in a little late. We already down 7-0. Mark Cooper get almost 300 yards. And there's a Cleveland fan behind me talking so much
Hmm.
shit. He talking like his team really about something. Like I know his team good this year, but it's
Of
like, bro,
course.
relax yourself. And he talking so much. I wish I could have saw his face when we played him 3 weeks later. I really do wish I could have saw that man.
Dude, you shocked the world, bro, because like people, were still picking the Cleveland Browns. And when you did them dirty like that, when it was just easy for you on offense and you made Joe Flacco, look like a old man at quarterback, you had everyone's attention. I mean, bro, that night, I was on cloud 9. I felt like I was going to the
Oh
bowl, bro.
man. And look, out of everybody on that podcast, the Texans were the only team. We had Cowboy fans, we had it was Bronco fans of podcast, Jets fans, obviously a Browns fan, and we were the only team left standing. I was the
Mm,
only one. Then the next week, everybody all sad and doom. I'm the only one to next week, and I was the one
mhm.
expected to have the worst record. If you remember last year, we were expected to have the worst record in the NFL. We were supposed to have worse record than
We're
Arizona
expected to be
going
the
into the season.
worst, bro. We're expected to be the Cleveland Browns. Like, dude, it was that bad, and we were about to go on a slippery slope. I was calling it, and it's insane how your franchise just changed in a matter of a couple of months, right? You go from winning
Yeah,
a game in week 18 at Indy, which puts you out of the number 1 overall pick and puts you at 2, and you ended up
man,
drafting the right
man.
guy. Then you ended up making a huge trade. And what was crazy, bro, it's funny how like we're talking about last year, but I was at the draft party, bro. And, shout out to my dude, Patrick Storm. He got the scoop about the trade 5 minutes before it happened. And his phone
Mm.
buzzed and vibrated and we see Houston Texans traded up. And he shows us, right? We get all excited. We start jumping up and down and everyone looks at us like we're freaking stupid. Like, what are they doing? Then you start hearing other people start celebrating. And then you see Houston Texans trade up, but then you saw the season that they had, bro. Like, it was so insane to watch, right? I said enjoy it because next season comes the expectations.
Look at Lewis. He
And
clocking
that's
in
where I
Lewis.
come in. So this is
Clocking in Lewis.
so this is where I wholeheartedly disagree. Honestly, I don't have a great season this year, but this is different when you have expectations. Y'all just said everyone expected y'all to be one of the worst teams last year. You added a couple of pieces. I love the Daniil Hunter edition. I love I have some questions about some of the offensive additions. Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs. Joe Mixon is a very inefficient runner. Now, he didn't even work out with Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, a better quarterback. Stephon Diggs, the diva, the problem with Buffalo secondary. He left that situation, and we're just praying when he comes here, he's gonna be just fine.
For sure.
What? How? I mean, it's easy to be optimistic. It's easy to do that, but there is a looming factor there. And then let's take into account. Yes, the sophomore slump is real because whenever it's easy to sneak up on somebody when they don't see it coming. Now the entire league knows what you're capable of. Will you still be able to perform? When being schemed against.
Yeah, look, all valid questions. Sophomore slumps are an actual thing. One about Joe Mixon, he played behind one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL last year and still had over 1,000 yards. What this offense under Bobby Slowick needs is a patient running back, a zone running back, and that's what Joe Mixon excels at. And in his practices at training camp, I've been at every one open to the public. He's looked good. And much better than what you had last year. And if you get anything from this running game, which you didn't get anything from last year, you're already, better than what you were. With Stephon Diggs, I would be naive to not know what happened in Minnesota, not know what happened in Buffalo. Look, right now, everything since he's been traded has gone fantastic. To me, I say this: if one guy can ruin your locker room, if one guy can ruin your culture, you didn't have a culture to begin with. And DeMeco Ryan said it himself when he first got here. We don't need no energy vampires. And since coming here, Stephon Diggs has been after practice every single time, working with guys like John Mechie, working with the young guys, being a leader. Right now it's looked good. Season hasn't started, so we'll see how it plays out. I guess you could call it the honeymoon phase. Would it surprise me if later down the year we see like he's not happy or he's upset about getting the ball? Absolutely not. Yeah. However, I will say this: if it doesn't work out here, Stephon, where else is it going to work out at? This is really your last opportunity to go far in the playoffs, which is why I think the Houston Texans forego to the final 2 years of his contract. We only have him for 1 year. And I think this sets you into the mindset where, we have to lock in 2024. This is the year. And so far, he looks locked in. And when he's out there with CJ Stroud, dude, it looks special. It looks dangerous.
Let me ask you this. I want to ask you this question. We play the Indianapolis Colts in week 1.
Yes.
And that, to me, is a big-time game. Because I know the Indianapolis Colts, the last game they played was a close loss that eliminated them from the postseason. And the Colts fans had every excuse. They didn't have their quarterback. I think what was a play? Jonathan Taylor, some play. I think it was like fourth and something. It was some bad play they did at the end there.
It wasn't JT in there. It was another running back. But bad throw by Minshew. If it's completed, it's a first down, maybe more. But that's football. There's a lot of what ifs, right? Lou saw Des Bryant catch a ball, and they told him that it didn't count. That's football. And
it
hurt. With the Indianapolis Colts, they have a very strong front four. DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye. They drafted the edge out of UCLA.
Latu.
Yeah, Latu. Great linebackers, EJ Speed, and Franklin, but their secondary is trash. And you saw what CJ Stroud did to that secondary in week 18 with only Nico Collins, and Nico Collins went for almost 200 yards. So just imagine with Tank Dell there, with Stephon Diggs there, with Dawson still being in the mix, and then you're adding someone like Joe Mixon, and once again, bro, a healthy offensive line week 1.
I think the thing with me in this week 1 game, I'm very curious how they're going to come out. Like, I have so much confidence in DeMeco Ryans as a coach.
I hope they come out on defense first. Like, I really hope they kill this Anthony Richardson notion right out the gate.
You want that tone?
It's hanging on by a limb because he's not been doing well in this preseason.
And I've been told by Colts fans up and down that Anthony Richardson is the guy. And here's the thing, Jess. The way they talked to me was the way I talked about Davis Mills. I hope he's the guy. At home, he threw 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, and it had a QBR rating of 100 and something. Just put weapons around him. That's how I sounded desperate. And when I hear Colts fans talk about Anthony Richardson, they sound desperate. Now, in the preseason, has he looked good? Yes. Has he looked bad? Yes. The pick 6 he threw against a future podcaster, future furniture salesman, that does not look good. And here's the thing. It's week 1. It's at home. The pressure was on Anthony Richardson that day. He is going to have the NFL world, the Indianapolis world watching, or you the guy. Can you do it against the people that walked into week 18 and walked out with the AFC South title? Can you be a threat to them? So I really hope we go out on defense first. I really hope they let Hunter and Will Anderson just hunt and get to the QB. It's going to be real fun.
It's going to be a big game because I need a tone setter game. I feel like that's a game where if you come out and you beat the brakes off this team because they're in Indy, they're coming for you. They're coming for your head. Like they're pissed because
Can you imagine if we just blew them out? God.
Lewis, I'm going to tell you this because I know I'm a cocky guy sometimes. I'm going to tell you this because I need the tone. I'm trying to be like the 2013 Seahawks. I'm not going to lie to you. That's what I need this team to be like to me. I'm not saying in the all-time sense, but I'm talking about the year before the Seahawks were a good team, lost the second round. Cool. Then the next year, they come back even better and become one of the best teams. You go in and beat the brakes off the Colts. I'm going to say it like this. That tone set, I'm getting 13 wins that year. I'm going to tell you like that. I'm getting 13, 14 wins. If you go and do that, because I need to know what – I'm so used to this Gary Kubiak and Bill O'Brien Texans. Like, I've seen so much of that. Like, you just falter and BS throughout teams that you're supposed to beat. That if we come in with some energy and we beat the brakes off these boys, I got the Kool-Aid. Just like you say you got the Kool-Aid, Lewis, I got the Kool-Aid. Because that means I need that.
Looking at the Kool-Aid, I said if we beat the Ravens or even beat the Niners, that's my Kool-Aid game. That's I don't care about we run through the division. That's why I scoff at Eagles fans. We could have swept them easily last year. But
y'all went 1-1. You said you sweep them easily. Y'all 1-1.
I mean, because the game there, it was the issues with the ref. That's what I was saying. We could have easily swept them. The second game was a blowout. It wasn't even close. So, I'm not worried about the Commanders. I'm worried about 2 games: the playoff seeding teams. How do we play against them? Especially like the Ravens and the Niners. So yeah,
bro, we played the Dolphins, the Chiefs, and the Ravens in fucking 10 days.
Yeah.
In 10 days. Oh,
in 10
days.
We go
2-1. If we go 2-1, I'm running into the playoffs.
2-1. If you go 2-1, I'm screaming Super Bowl.
I think the Niners got like a crazy stretch too. They got to play like 5 teams in a row that has like more rest time. 5 teams in a row that are coming off buys. I think. So they, what I'm saying? That's insane because that's gonna be, and then one of those teams is us. So we should be able. You know what I'm saying? We have an extra week to scheme against them. So.
No, hey, look, how many wins do you think we're gonna have? How many wins do you think the Texans having this year? I said 11.
I said 12.
You say 12? Okay.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have a real great start to the season, and I just think due to wear and tear, once you start getting to those playoff teams, you're gonna start, getting into games where it's gonna be a grind and. 12-5, I think could win you the division, could put you in an opportunity to fight for high seeding. I don't think there's going to be multiple bad teams in the AFC South, or the AFC in general. Like, how close was this race last year at week 17, 18? 3 teams were tied for first place, bro, for 5 weeks straight because we all kept on losing. And
how the Jaguars do that?
Trevor Lawrence got hurt. He hurt his ankle, he hurt his shoulder, and he kept on having to play through it, and it just, wasn't working out. They should have sat him those 2 games. But dude, it's up, bro. So those last couple of games are going to be rough, but I think 12-5 will be great for this team.
And do you say one of those 12 wins?
Oh, absolutely, bro. That's gonna be the Battle of Texas there, dude. That game's gonna be so fun. And we're gonna be live streaming it. Of course, we're gonna be trash talking. And it's, Jerry's gonna just look at his old ass hands and be like, I gotta do something.
No. Good
Lewis,
luck,
how's it
man.
gonna go, man?
Huh?
How's it gonna go? How's that game gonna go, Lewis?
How's it gonna go? It's gonna be a
Yeah,
great game.
how's it
It's
gonna
gonna
go?
be a great game, but
You think a great game with no running game?
no running game.
Yeah.
We got an O line now, so I am very confident in this O line. Now we
So
do
you
got
think old
we do
ass
got
Zeke?
geriatric running backs. You're right, but if they can open up the hole, maybe we can have another Darren McFadden or like what's the
Daryl
guy?
McFadden, you're wishing.
Marco Murray type of year where like the running back has 1,000 yards and he thinks he's better than what he is, and he goes somewhere else and he's trash. Like as long as all I need is a adequate run game because Dak is going to take care of that because Dak can take care of everything else. He can have a. I feel like he's going to. Really,
what are y'all gonna do with him?
That's why I'm waiting on. He just reported today that he just literally put like the pressure on Jerry because Jerry is still talking nonsense. Even though I stopped listening to him because I something's wrong. He's not the one running the operations, but yeah, it's gonna get real money if they don't pay him before the season starts. Real money.
Man, y'all got some problems,
Are you
man. Why y'all
choosing
got all
between
these
him or
problems?
Micah?
Huh?
Are you choosing
We
between
can pay
him or
all
Micah?
three. That's the thing. I see. I don't know why ESPN is pushing that narrative to the casuals. That's Jerry pushing it, acting like he can't play. He can pay all three. Like CD getting like a 100 million guarantee for 34. His cap hit is only 17. Like you know what I'm saying. So we can pay all three. Will they do it? No, because you know why? It's controversy sells. We're going to draw it all out to the last possible thing because we want to get all the money we can. They're gonna do it with Micah. Micah might not even show up to camp next year. It's gonna be a big whole thing. I'm already prepared for it. It's the same
It's
little
all
game.
good. CJ is gonna be texting him every single day after practice. Damn, bro, you could have
No,
been
yeah,
here
come
with me.
on.
It's gonna happen, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna
He's
happen.
not-
Oh,
I don't think
dude,
y'all understand. He would never do that.
bro.
It's not profitable like to be in anywhere else but Dallas. It's not profitable.
But what if Dak leave? What happened then?
I mean,
y'all
Dak
not
has power, and I mean they already proven they didn't like Dak when he took over for Tony Romo. It's nothing new. They got to pay him, but they hate because Dak is one of our best quarterbacks we ever had in this franchise, and they don't want to.
wait.
Admit that?
Is he better than Romo?
I mean, yeah.
I need. See, that's when John come in because John be like,
John is a casual. John is casual. John just sees wins and losses, and he doesn't casual.
Shout out to my dude John, man.
Yeah, shout out to John. Yeah, what you think? Who better, Dak or Tony? I'm just curious. What you think. That's a good question.
I mean, honestly, neither of them moved the needle for me, but I'll say Dak based off of his last year. He was an MVP, caliber quarterback, and I don't think Romo at any point of his career was viewed as an MVP type of quarterback. Maybe a Pro Bowler for sure, but this year Dak was just slinging it everywhere. So I'll give the nod to Dak Prescott there. But in terms of like success, I mean, they're neck and neck. So
yeah, it's the same. It's the same story, pretty much.
Bro, y'all done nothing since that. Like, how do you feel, bro?
About like us doing nothing every year?
Yeah, going from like Romo, then going to like, because I remember that year when Dak, I was scared. I was like, it's rookie Dak, it's rookie, it's rookie Zeke,
yeah.
And then
I was terrified.
I was like, these boys about to run the league, and then nothing. You keep on running into Green Bay. It's like as soon as y'all see that green and gold, it's not it.
I mean, don't even get me started on that because the guy you just the old wrinkly hands you were talking about, that's what's kept this franchise back. He is he's the I don't even want to get into it. First of all, we don't operate like a normal logical thinking franchise. We're a draft
Dalton Schultz said y'all had it like a zoo.
Oh yeah, I mean he's correct. Yeah, shout out. No, man, ain't no shout out.
Shout out, man, bro.
I'm glad he gone. I mean, he's not wrong because they got like a double-sided mirror when they're working out in the star, so like people can be like, oh, like they're right there at the workouts. That's that's funny. I hate that. Like this is the stuff we do. We deal with we sell controversy even though we're gonna pay. Like I got on the I had a what is it? A show with another content creator. I was like, man, I don't care about the CD signing. What it proves to me, as soon as we got back, or as soon as preseason ended, he had the correct numbers just sitting. It was just immediately. No, the well rent dry for this story. Like I'm not. So we're a draft and develop team. We draft And then he hates when our players develop because they get expensive. We don't ever buy in a free agency like y'all. Like we don't get a Danielle Hunter. We don't trade
Y'all
for
went all in.
That was only 1 year, though,
Y'all
bro. That
went
was
all
only 1
in,
year.
bro.
That was only 1 year.
I know,
We've been
no.
waiting for this offseason for like freaking 20 years, dude.
I mean,
Like-
because y'all gave powers to I forgot his name.
Will?
Jack
Yeah.
Easterby.
You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
my gosh.
Listen, bro. You don't
Oh
understand.
my
Dude.
god.
He had the Texans by the balls, bro.
I
And,
don't know.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Dude, I mean, like you heard the stories about like players getting followed and stuff like that. Like you hear stories of him directly going to the owners over Bill Brandon. You're like, who the hell is this egg-headed guy, controlling my franchise? And the fact that knowing that this dude's a pastor, right? This dude, was serving the Lord, and then he is just worming his way up. He was a church chaplain, bro. And now he became vice president of the Houston Texans.
How?
Yeah, how?
Bro,
No, look,
because because the tongue is a sword, bro, and he knew how to use it, dude.
No, he forgave the right sins that day.
Bro, what? As soon as he got gone, bro, everyone was set. Bro, Andre Johnson even said the problem with the Houston Texans is Jack Easterby. Like, for the GOAT to say that, who really never says anything negative about the organization, to say, nah, the problem is that dude right there. And then as soon as he gets fired, stuff starts slowly changing. And now it's all up, right? But, dude, it was bad. Like, it was embarrassing, bro, knowing that not only that, but the head coach, Bill O'Brien, was your OC, your head coach, and your GM as well.
That was doom. I'm going to tell you, I went back and watched like your old videos, bro. And
bro, why are we doing PTSD, bro? Because I'm getting angry about this shit, bro. Like
bringing up my PTSD
right now, thinking Bill O'Brien's gonna talk at the podium tomorrow, dude.
Bro, Bill O'Brien had me so pissed off. I was about to leave the team. I ain't gonna lie. If there was ever a time in life where I was gonna be a free agent in football, that was it.
I thought about quitting this, bro. Like I was like, man, I'm just talking about like losers, bro. And it's not good for your mental health, bro, to just be like, yeah, I'm a fan of freaking losing. You're like, oh my God. But right. Someone said in the comments over here, shout out to Van. He said the worst years, bro. It was bad.
Them last 3 years, bro. I'd say the most boring season of all.
What? You had 7 wins in 3 years?
And then we had 10 last year. Things changed so much. Lewis, I'm telling you, bro, this channel, I was not talking about the Texans. I couldn't talk about the Texans. It was too painful and it was too boring. Davis Mills and them boys, I could not spend no time talking about that team. We had, what's the head coach? We had David Culley.
David Culley and then Lovie Smith.
Boys were not cooking at all. They were not in the kitchen.
And that goes for all you fans. You hear they pain. So it bothers me when people be like, oh, let's get rid of this top 10 quarterback and think we finna go to another top 10 quarter. QB purgatory ain't nothing to play with.
It's not nothing to play with, bro.
It's not nothing to play with. It's real, and it's
and y'all lucked into Dak too. He was like, what, a 5th round pick?
We did. Tell them again. Like we lucked into Romo. Romo was like, undrafted.
Undrafted.
So you don't QB purgatory is nothing to play
with.
It
sucks. The Texans were in that for ages. You remember the days with Brian Hoyer, Brock Osweiler? I mean, bro,
I remember that Brock Osweiler. When did Brock Osweiler?
I saw an offense of Jeff Driscoll and Davis Mills.
Oh my God, Jeff Driscoll.
Remember the 2 quarterback system?
Oh yes, I remember that. I was like, bro,
we ran the 2 quarterback system with Jeff Driscoll and Davis Mills in that Lovie Smith year. It was that bad, bro.
They wanted us to resign him. I said, that is a hell no. I'm trying to get Nico Ryan's available, bro. Let's get on it, bro. Them seasons, I was talking about everyone else but the Texans, bro. It couldn't even exist for me. So I'm happy. CJ Stroud and Nico Ryan's coming in. I'm gonna tell you, last year, this is what happened. So last year, before the draft, right? I was saying to myself, the rumors were like, oh, we're not gonna draft a quarterback, we'll just draft Will Anderson, that's it. I was gonna shit. If you didn't get I see too much of the depths of hell at that position for me not to get no quarterback. Luckily, they didn't fall for that crap with that S2 crap, and we got a quarterback.
Dude, that whole thing was a conspiracy, bro. They were trying, they were trying to drop his, his stock, and glad that the Houston Texans didn't pay attention to it. According, to Cal McNair, that CJ was the guy from the start. And so I'll take it, as it, as he said it, I'll believe it. Thank God CJ fell to us. I was a Bryce Young guy until we walked our way out of the, the number 1 overall pick, and I just realized, hey, it's either going to be CJ or AR-15. That was, that was the 2 for me. I didn't want Will Levis at all.
I did not buy that hype with Will Levis.
He put mayonnaise in coffee, right? He put mayonnaise in.
I told you he was going to be bad. I told you he was going to be bad. I said because he what is it? He never. I think he lost every SEC conference game. I'm like, bro, if you can't beat the guys that know you on a day-to-day, that's all the NFL. You face your division twice a year. They don't get to know you too. So how is that going to translate to the NFL? I didn't believe in him as well. So
yeah, Brandon says the Panthers owner fell for it. So I'm guessing the Colts were trying to have us, pass on CJ and him fall to them because
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, so dude, there was a lot of drama. I was just like, you had people saying, are we gonna draft the dumbass, right? That's how much propaganda they were putting into this S2, right? They were naming every damn great quarterback that scored high on the S2. Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and you see Brock Purdy is in there. You're like, okay, well, that makes sense, right? And then you see, all the good younger guys in there, and then you see CJ tested worst ever. You're like, whoa, okay, well. That's wrong. It's crazy that it became a narrative in the first place because we didn't hear about that last year, and I doubt we're gonna hear about it, ever again after CJ just proved, that I'm a ball player.
You know how we feel then, Jesse. So how does Cowboys fans quickly who leads the league and who gave up the most yards as a cornerback? Don't remember that, do you? Who led the league in interceptions? Don't even remember that, do you? That's crazy.
Well, I know who led the league in interceptions. Your guy who led the league in interceptions. I'm pretty sure.
Last year?
But he had the most pick six. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
No, I think it was Josh Allen.
Oh, you talking about passing interceptions? You're not talking about a corner interception.
Oh no. Oh, no.
Okay, yeah. Josh Allen.
Like passing.
Oh, it was Sam Howell. It was Sam
Howell. And I think like Patrick Mahomes is up there, but no one talked about that. They're gunslingers.
They gotta get their stuff off, bro.
You see how narratives? No.
No, I get it. I understand, but as long as they know now that S2 score stuff is completely irrelevant, no one talks about that ever again. That it lost all credibility immediately when CJ Stroud had the greatest rookie season of all time. Was literally MVP leader. He was literally in like week 13 or some late in the season. He was the MVP leader, but he got hurt and that stopped all of that. Which made me sad because I wanted him to get that. With Jim Brown, the only MVP to get that. So I was like, man, I wanted, But hey, I did want to ask this as well. Is there anyone in the division in the AFC South that scares you, or that's like you're looking at the most?
I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Jaguars. I really do. They just added Brian Thomas Jr. They added Darnell Savage in the secondary. They also brought in who was that defensive lineman from San Francisco? Oh, Arik Armstead.
I wanted him.
They had 2 guys who could get double-digit sacks, and Josh Aheen Allen or Josh Aheen. I'm sorry, I forgot his last. You changed his last name. And then they have Trayvon Walker on the other side. The only thing that was wrong with Jacksonville last year is that Trevor Lawrence got hurt. And before that, they were running away with the division. And once he got hurt, you saw the Texans creep up, you saw the Colts creep up, and then we were tied for 4 weeks straight until week 18. So I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have some concerns, about the Colts. I think they're very underrated as well. I'm not worried about the Tennessee Titans. They have their own issues.
No. I think that's going to be the best.
Going to be dude, they think they're going to be us.
I'm saying they're going to be the best defense in the division by far.
Are you smoking?
The division by far?
Are you dead ass?
I am so dead ass. I don't think you understand the moves they made. They took my guy.
They got Snead. Okay, they got Snead.
Just Snead. I'm telling you, they're drafted.
Yes,
They got the guy out of Texas.
But Snead was on the defense that was, first of all, has a great defensive coordinator and has other all-star talents around it, bro.
He was balling too. He was balling. I'm telling you,
I'm not saying he wasn't balling.
That Tennessee, they still got Jeffrey Simmons. They drafted my guy out of Texas, Tavondre Sweat, who's just a massive human being at 6'6", 360 pounds, and he can move. And they got my guy they just picked up that we just got off waivers. I'm blanking on his name, but he was a safety. Julian, I forgot his name, but watch out for that name. Well, I'm telling you, that their defense is going to be elite this season. Very much so elite.
You saying far. I don't know
Julius
by far.
Wood. That's his name, Julius Wood. No, I am so serious when I mean the entire team may not get wins. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You can't give me that. But their defense, they're gonna make it muddy. They're gonna definitely make him. Y'all are sleeping on their
feast on Anthony Richardson. Then feast on him. Don't feast on him. Hey, I'll tell you, the favorite win of the season for me last year was beating Tennessee in Tennessee, wearing our old jerseys with Case Keenum.
Bro, that's the thing, bro. Like that's the part that gets me mad the most is that they did that shit on purpose. They did it on purpose. They tried to embarrass you. And what did you do with old man Case Keenum, not CJ Stroud? You won the damn game, and that's the game that got Mike Vrabel fired, right? Then ugly as Amy Adams decided to week 18 this year bring out some new uniforms, and it just so happens they're playing it against us. Like, lady, move on. You're the Tennessee Titans. We're the Houston Texans. You know, I hate Tennessee. I can't wait, for these matchups. They got swept last year by us, and they've been talking the most noise. I can't understand it. So, their hype is only going to last as long as their quarterback. So, if you know, you know.
I'm telling you, they are quarterback away. They are quarterback away.
That's a lot away.
It's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I used to be a quarterback away too. That is a lot away. That's not close. I mean, like you a superstar away. Everybody's a superstar away. Like, no, that's not close.
I'm not even saying a superstar. I'm just saying somebody who can game manage and just literally.
Who's available? Who would be available?
Oh, ain't nobody available right now. It's pretty thin. They watch them. If Dak come available, they're gonna throw a bag.
I'll tell you like this. There's a lot of teams like the 2016 Texans, a quarterback away, number one defense in the NFL. We have Brock Osweiler. That quarterback away stuff don't do nothing at the end of the day. You still need the quarterback. So I'm telling you, I'm not worried about Tennessee until they get that quarterback. Hey, Lewis, you think we got the best quarterback in the division?
Why you asking me?
He says no, he's lying.
You over here, but you over trying to don't ask questions you're gonna answer to. You holding me conversationally hostage.
You know the answers, so you just answer and you be feeling ain't nothing.
Who the best quarterback in the NFC East? Say it. I dare you to say it. Say it. I dare you to say his name.
What you think?
You gonna say that damn running back? I already know you gonna say that damn running back.
Talking about Jaden Daniels?
You gonna say Jaden Daniels already?
Oh, you talking about Jalen Hurts? Nah.
I know you're gonna say that. Say that running back. I dare you.
Lethal,
I ain't gonna lie. I did a tweet, Jesse. It got like, let me check. I think it got like 180,000 views because I was getting on Jalen Hurts because I was getting on how he's terrible versus the blitz, and they tore me up in the comments. I mean, huh?
I mean, they got Saquon Barkley now. So are you worried about that?
I am not worried about. I wasn't worried about Saquon on the damn on the Giants. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the Eagles. I'm not.
Dude, it's gonna be fun. I mean, hope you guys have a healthy season, bro. But make sure you're relevant by the time you face us, bro. Because that game, bro. Just think about it, bro. If both of us are playing for seeding, are playing for high records, that's going to be must-see TV.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be called the Battle for Texas.
I'm trying to go to that game.
Insane amount of views. It's going to be
266,000, bro. 266,000.
Oh, wow.
They're mad. I swear to God, they're mad.
But why wasn't that game down on Thanksgiving? Like, why? What you play the?
I thought, because they didn't want to see them get embarrassed, and
get embarrassed. I told you it's a tradition. I think we playing the Giants this year on Thanksgiving, which is weird.
We're gonna do you the way RG3 did y'all his rookie year.
and that
And
was
he ain't
something.
never did it again. That's the
Yeah,
crazy thing.
He hurt.
it's
He
like
tore his
Yeah.
whole leg off.
I
He took his
know,
knee out.
but we he had us scared. We thought he was gonna run a division, but
That game. That game, bro, you take you back to something. Look, and we played
I
that day
had
too. I remember,
Alfred
Ruben, we
Morris,
played Detroit. That game was terrifying. When we played
Stan
Detroit. That
Moss.
was
Yep.
back and forth. We got out that game. I see y'all play. I'm like, y'all gonna be. He a good rookie, but y'all gonna win. That man had a perfect QBR,
Mhm.
4 touchdowns. I mean, he was cooking on Thanksgiving that day. He got the turkey leg. I said, oh, he gonna really, and he beat y'all again to win the division in week 17. I said, oh, he that guy. But then Seattle Tours hold me off.
Dang, 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 dang. Yep, that's how it goes in the NFC East, man. But
Hey, boy. Hey, well, so I mean, with Jaden Daniels, you don't think he got that same aura? You don't think he could do something similar?
we gotta see. No. I mean, he don't have nobody to throw to right now, so
You got Terry McLaurin.
it's like-
Well, okay, Ruben. I know you got to go soon, so let me ask you this. So Andre
Mhm.
Johnson, made the
Oh,
Hall of
yeah,
Fame.
yeah.
I just get your thought. Like when you
Mhm.
got the notification that he's a Hall of Famer, man. Like, what? How did you feel? What
I'm
was
gonna
the
lie to you
feeling?
guys, I got emotional. To me, Andre Johnson was my favorite Houston Texans. He got me in love with the game of football. He got me in love with the team, the Texans. When I was out there playing during school, with the team, I wanted to be number 80. I didn't want to be nobody else. I wanted to be Andre Johnson. And to see his career, just see how great he was, I was just a little kid just following my hero. And the day he went to Indianapolis, man, it broke me. It broke me.
Man,
I remember in tears. I typed them a
man,
whole like 3-page paragraph on Instagram. How like I loved what he did. Like that's my guy, and he absolutely deserves it. I'm glad he was the first Houston Texan to be inducted. Um, Hopefully we get this ring and he's a part of the coaching staff some way somehow so he could get a ring also. But I love Andre, man. So happy that he got into the Hall of Fame. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's the guy I'm gonna tell my kids about. Like, this was your dad's favorite player, Andre Johnson.
that's beautiful, boy. That's W. That's beautiful, boy. I gotta get a clap for that. That is beautiful. I feel you, bro. When someone told me Andre Johnson, like like we were doing a stream, and one of my friends, he was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And I was like, "Oh, no way, we doing this right now, boy." Andre Johnson became a Hall of Famer. I said, "Thank goodness." I thought it take forever for receivers.
Yeah, it took
I
Vince
said,
Carter like
Yeah.
4 or 5 different tries to get in, and
This is-
with Andre, you were just like, like you knew he wasn't gonna be your first ballot, right?
Yeah,
But you were like, is it gonna take 3+ years? Thank God it didn't. Thank God they recognized, who Andre was. And guys, if Andre Johnson would have had a quarterback, who knows what type of wide
man,
receiver we are talking about. He had when he did have decency at QB, he was leading the league in receiving. And it's just, wrong time, wrong era. Man, if he would have had a CJ Stroud boys, ooh, we would have been feeling great.
man.
But that's the GOAT, Andre, beating Cortland Finnegan's ass, seeing that as a kid, like, that's my guy.
That's the best moment. That's the best moment of his career. I love that. That's a great moment with Cortland Finnegan. Yo, Andre, I'm so happy he's in there. I always remember the game he played Jacksonville. He had 273 yards in the game winner, and it was like the
Oh, and
most
then overtime, the screen to the house.
man. I'm happy. If there was anybody that deserved to be a Hall of Famer, is Andre. JJ's next, and then eventually be CJ.
Oh, I
You know?
can't wait for that, bro.
Oh, yeah. Is there nobody?
Hey,
Yeah.
is there before we hop off here? Is there any final thoughts? Any seasons next week? Football's coming back soon, and hey, we'd love to have you on here more often. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
obviously
for sure.
as the season continues, more things will happen, especially when we face Dallas, because obviously that's going to be very.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll be back that week. So we can start getting, serious. We start talking some trash.
Oh my god.
And if you want to come in, also we have a Sports Factory podcast every Tuesday. It's going to be Tuesday now.
Mhm.
So if you want to come in, hop in, talk a little, you can as long as you can. You're always welcome to come in on here, man. Definitely dope to have
Got
you
a
on.
blast, boys.
Hey, any last thoughts before we head on out here? We got 1 week till the season. Any last thoughts from y'all?
Enjoy the season. Have a blessed one. You guys keep on doing what you're doing. Now that we've come in contact, man, let's continue to work with each other. Let's continue to talk on the daily. Let's grow together, man. Let's be famous one day, right? But thank you guys for having me on here, man. I definitely had a great time.
Yeah, Lewis. How about them Cowboys, right, Lewis?
Wait, before we go, Ruben, you can go. Remember, we got to do
Appreciate it,
message.
boys.
Yeah, the message. Remember the message.
Yeah, there you go. I got you, boy. I got you.
He said, "Who better, Prom Watson or CJ?"
Allen pulls the trigger. Sliding catch made inside the 10 by Diggs. Oh, how did he get out of it? Touchdown, Buffalo!
Download Locker Live fantasy games and join a league today.
Yeah, man. So that was our word from the sponsor. Look, I put it in my description. Download the app. It's like it's I know y'all play fantasy football, but it's nothing like that. It's a app where we can do trivia and bet on or like guess to win on like game to game what is it, drive by drive basis. And usually there's an entry fee, but look, the code down below is bet. It's only up for 24 hours to join my league. There's a jackpot right now that's sitting at 200. You know what I'm saying? But if we get people to join, the jackpot will go up. So it's sitting at 200. You can join anytime, in the year, but it's best to get in now so you can get in for free. Free until midnight tomorrow. Like I said, join. We're gonna be doing pick'ems. We're gonna be live. We're gonna Texan games, Cowboy games. We may be like, oh, how many y'all is how many completions is CJ gonna have this drive? 0? Okay, let me hit that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I'll show it one more time for everybody, just so you know what's happening. I'll show it one more time. Let me show this W promo. W promo.
Allen pulls the trigger. Sliding catch made inside the 10 by Diggs. Oh, how did he get out of it? Touchdown, Buffalo!
Yeah, sign up.
Download Locker Live fantasy
Yeah,
games
hey,
and join a league
Join my
today.
league, man. Lose Takes. That's the name of the league. Lose Takes. It's gonna have my logo. It should have my logo up there. Yeah, but just search it. Like I said, promo code BET, 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 and it's a free entry free.
And that's the channel. Hey, that's dope. So Lewis, yeah, go sign up for Lewis. He got a sponsor, so go sign up, give him some support, and hey, it should be fun. Fantasy football. If you're into fantasy football and betting, go give him go hit that up. And yeah, you said it's free, so free entry. That's definitely dope. So go check him out. If you're here and you're from 713 Sports, Houston Sports, go check our channels out. We put out, he put out Dallas Cowboy content. I put out Houston Texas content and other content, but I'm mainly a Texan Rockets fan. So hey, for more content like this, guys, make sure to like this video. It's very dope to have my man Ruben in on here. And hey, we're gonna have more good sports content coming your way. Football season is next week, so we gonna get lit for the football season. John, for your question, it's CJ Stroud.
Already? Damn.
Already.
We already-
We getting lit already. So hey, it's CJ Stroud. And with that, we gonna catch you boys and girls on the next one. And we out of here.